Me and cauliflower, we don't talk. We don't speak in terms, okay? And now I'm just so discombobulated. I don't even know what I was saying. Is that thunder? This variety is like, look, let me out, let me out, let me out. It's time right now for me to finish up the preparations for my fall garden. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through my final preparations and the seeds that I'm starting today to help round out my fall gardening plan. I already started some a few weeks ago, but that was just a small taste of what I'm gonna do for the bigger picture. Y'all, that's thunder? Y'all, the thunder. I just walked outside, literally. It has been sunshine all day, no rain in the forecast, and now there's thunder. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all. So, what I was saying is today is the final preparation for the fall garden. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee. If you're new, let me know that you're new by saying hello in the comments and let me know what city, state, or country you are coming in from. So I do my fall garden in stages in terms of planting, and I'll kind of go through my method to the madness of what I would call and how I do it. And now I'm just so discombobulated because now I'm contending with thunder and possible rain. And I really need to get this done. But I shall not complain. I shall not complain. We'll get done whatever we can get done. If you were with me maybe 3 weeks or so ago, I started my first round of fall seeds. I want to give you an update on how those are doing. I also started more seeds last week, just a few trays, not a few trays, a few pockets. But now today I'm starting the rest of my fall seeds for quite some time. So this is like to wrap up the biggest planting that I'll do for the fall. I will not do more fall seeds until probably December or January. And y'all, right now we're straddling the fence between still the summer garden, but also planning for the fall garden. And so if you're like me, I'm almost ready for the fall garden. I'm not quite over summer yet, but I think by the end of August, I will be. And so now is the time to prepare for the fall garden. So today, we have quite a bit to do, and we're going to see what we can get done with this weather. Obviously, I will go inside if it gets dangerous. There's no lightning. There's just thunder. There's no rain as of yet, so we are going to press on. So we're going to do several crops today. And like I said, when it comes to fall planting, I usually break mine up into different phases. And so what you saw me do 3 weeks ago was what I would call phase one, is where I started the initial seeds that I will plant out probably the first week of September. Because by that time, they will be like 5 or 6 weeks old. And so I did the things that take the longest, like Brussels sprouts, and things that I'm going to have multiple successions of, like broccoli and cabbage and things like that. And then what I did last week, I did some more alyssum flowers, some more broccoli because I want a lot of broccoli this year, and a couple of other things. I think I did maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 of these. I didn't even fill up a whole tray. But now I'm kind of finishing up whatever else I want for the fall. And so what I'm planting now will go out probably, if I had to guess, maybe mid to late September. When the garden is really starting to like
Thunder
dwindle
started,
down
y'all,
for
and
the
so
summer.
I'm just trying to get
Do y'all
these
hear that
trays
thunder?
filled, and hoping and praying that it doesn't
My.
rain. So I just kind of try to get the trays filled as much as possible and see how far we can get before, if any, rain comes. Right now, there's no lightning. It's not sprinkling. It's just thundering. And so, again, for those of you who may be concerned about my safety, the door is literally, I don't know, a couple hundred feet behind me. Like we don't have far to go in case something were to happen.
So when I talk about my method to my madness in terms of my fall garden, you saw me start seeds about 3 weeks ago. I will give you an update on how those fall seedlings are doing. But I did those purposely, those that take a long time to grow, like Brussels sprouts. I started way back then because if I waited to start Brussels sprouts now, it may be a little bit later than what I want to harvest. Now I have a high tunnel, and so I'm able to garden all fall, winter, really 365 days of the year. But what I'm battling with is making sure that I have space in the hot tunnel for my fall garden because my summer garden is still in there doing its thing. And so there is a push and play. There is a pull and push effect is that I don't want to have too much ready to go in the ground and I don't have enough space. And so today we're also going to walk through my hot tunnel. I'm going to walk you through my strategy of how I'm thinking about my space and why I'm starting things when I am and what my vision is for how it's all going to come together. So you'll get a peek. It's definitely inside of my brain. Let me know in the comments if you're doing a fall garden, if you've already started your fall seeds or if you are direct sowing. So what I've already started was bok choy, cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, collards, kales, but I did, very few of those things, maybe 6 or 12, and I definitely need more than that. But I started it then again just to kind of get started, and then I did a couple of more seeds last week. I started my spinach last week, my first round of spinach, because spinach can take a little bit longer to germinate. But I got news, y'all. My spinach germinated in literally 4 days. It did the exact same thing last year with this particular variety that I love. It germinates, quicker than most. Normally, spinach takes up to 14 days to germinate. But for whatever reason, this variety is like, look, let me out, let me out, let me out. So I did some of that last week. I will show you that. Also, what I'm doing now is what I would consider the bulk of my fall seed preparation, meaning I'm going to do probably 2 trays to kind of round out everything that I need, maybe even 3 trays. We'll see how far we get and what all we need. Normally, I kind of have a plan of how many, but we're going to kind of do it on the fly, ad hoc, because I'm short on time. And so that's what you do when you're short on time. You do what you can, and you do the best while you can. So that's what we're doing. Also, in terms of what I'm planting today, it's going to go out probably mid-September versus what I started 3 weeks ago. It's going to go out like the first week of September. So yeah, that's what we got going on. And then I probably will not start seeds again, typically until December or January. And that'll be like my final round to take me into the winter. But certainly if you stick around, you'll know about all that. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and that way you can kind of see the journey from beginning to end. I'm using a mixture of 6L trays as well as 2-inch pots. And so, okay, guys, I got rained out. I don't even know what I was saying. I don't even know what I was saying so we just gonna go from here. And if I was saying something, maybe it'll come back to me, or when I edit this video, maybe I can come in and clear up anything that I might have been saying mid-sentence. Y'all just roll with it. Just roll with it. Because that's the best. That is the best I can do. Y'all, I'm not going to complain about the rain. So quick testimony. So if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram and you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, livingfoods_farm. I showed the pictures and gave the testimony on Instagram. But here is the high level Cliff Notes version. On Thursday of last week, our work truck, you probably have seen it in videos or whatever, it's the red truck that's on our property that sits, that we use like on the property to haul stuff and all of that. It caught on fire. I will insert a picture here so that you can see the magnitude of this fire. Long story short, no one was safe. Long story short, no one was injured. Thank you, Lord. My husband was in the truck. He got out in time. I'm so grateful, so thankful. But one of the things that the firemen said when they came to put out the fire, he said, because we've had so much rain and because the ground was so wet, it helped the fire to be contained and not spread. Had the ground been super, super dry, it could have really, really spread much further. But thankfully, God kept it contained. And if that meant that we had to have 60 days and nights of rain, so be it. Let me just tell you something. God cares about every little detail of your life. He sees the end from the beginning. And his word says that greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. And it also says that all things work together for the good. All things work. So when we're thinking about frustration, we're complaining, whatever the case, we missed a flight, we woke up late, it's too much rain, it's too much sun, whatever it is, all things work together for the good. So I'm not going to complain about the rain. I just be telling you, we on day 61 now. Okay, it's thunder and it's raining. I got caught in the rain. I don't know what I was saying. We're going to pick up from here. So now we're in the sunroom. So, I know what I was saying. What I was saying was, I was doing two different kinds of pots. I was doing the 6 cell trays as well as some 2.5-inch pots. The reason why I was doing the 2.5-inch pots and what I was about to do was up pot some of these. So let me show you our seedlings. These are the ones that you and I started together back in, I'll put the date up here. It was like 3 weeks ago, but you can see they're looking great. They're looking great. So, okay. So I was saying I was going to up pot some of these because they're in these 6 cell trays that we started. Let me take one out. That are fall seedlings. Like you can see here, this is cabbage. You can see a little bit of yellowing right there on the leaves, and they just need to be up potted because I'm not ready to put them in the ground, and I want them to grow bigger. So this particular tray that we started early, half of the tray or more than half of the tray are fall seedlings, and then the rest of these are some summer crops for the fall. So we have our green beans here that are, you can tell they're ready to go and get planted. I was going to plant those today, but it just started raining. And then we also have, we have green beans. We have about maybe 15 green bean plants. That'll probably be our last succession for the fall. We may do one more. We'll see how that goes. And then the rest are like fall, excuse me. So we have about 15 green beans. That's the summer crop that needs to go in the ground. I also have some squash that needs to go in the ground for our third succession of squash. And then the rest of these are fall crops. So we did bok choy, we did cabbage, we have alyssum, and we have some lettuce. So that was what we did 3 weeks or so ago. Also, we did this tray here at the same exact time. We started these in bigger pots, and you can see they look smaller because they're in bigger pots, but they're still doing good. They have quite a bit. All of it is germinated 100%. So that is all good there. Okay, guys, I will tell you this. As a content creator, once you kind of get in the groove and you've been doing it for a while, it's not difficult. But there are times when just to make the video is a challenge. And today is one of those days. So if you're new here and it seems like a little bit not quite put together, it's probably because it's not. I've had interruption after interruption after interruption. And instead of me trying to go back and figure out, okay, where I stopped, I'm just jumping back in because it's that kind of day. It is that kind of day. I have like 15 million things going on in my mind. I leave to go out of town in the morning. I'll basically be gone all week long. And I have 5 speaking engagements in a matter of 7 days. So to say your girl got a lot on her plate, got a lot on my plate. Not complaining, just explaining. So we're going to try this again. I was telling you about the things being up potted. So that's why I was using the 2.5-inch trays and getting those ready before we got rained out, is because I wanted to transfer some of those fall crops and up pot them into bigger pots. Now you may ask, well, why didn't you just start them in bigger pots anyway, like this? So remember, these we started at the exact same time, and I did start these in bigger pots. I can do that. One, I was just trying to not necessarily save on space, because for the fall I got plenty of space, but also soil, and then just to see what germinated, and because that tray was mixed with summer and fall crops. Now, whenever I start my seeds again, whenever I can get back out there and it's not raining, I am going to start some again in 6 cell trays because I want to see what germinates, and it's just easier for me to do it and get it done quicker that way versus starting everything in a 2.5 inch pot and having 2 or 3 times the amount of trays, and then some things don't germinate. Again, that's just my method to the madness. You can do whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, just get your seeds started, okay? So that's what we did 3 weeks ago, those 2 trays. Now let me show you what we did about a week after that in 6 cell trays. And these are, again, so those 2 things is what we did 3 weeks ago. But then we also did one more small tray of things. So we have some more broccoli here, and we have some alyssum there, and then this is squash, and then that's cilantro. No, actually we did this like a week later. So this is probably 2 weeks old. So we did some there just when I had a few minutes that day, and I had those 5 or 6 trays laying around. So again, y'all, when it comes, I've said this many times before, when you are gardening, sometimes you want to have a bulk of time. You want to have a whole day. I would love to have a whole day, but it's very rare that I get several hours at one time to garden. I have to break it up when I have time. If you have the luxury of being able to go out and garden for 3 or 4 hours every day, hey, I'm not mad at you. I love it, but I don't have that. And so I'm having to do what I can when I can. And so I just want to give you permission to do what you can when you can. Okay. So now let me show you what I just started 4 days ago at the time of this video, and let you know how those are doing. So you can see I have some germination. Let me take you. So I have spinach that's already germinated. I have cilantro, I have alyssum, and I have some broccoli, and I have a new cabbage variety called Tiara cabbage. What you see right here on this side, I didn't sow those last 3 trays because I was out of labels. I couldn't find any, and so we got to go back and do that. So right now we have about 3 trays growing, but we still need more. So there's some things that I have not quite done as of yet, which is calendula, snapdragons. I'm going to do some of those. I'm going to also do some pansies. Pansies take forever. I'm going to do more alyssum. So those are going to be the flowers that I'm going to do: pansies, alyssum, snapdragons, and calendula. But in terms of any herbs, pretty much the herbs that I have going through the fall and the winter is rosemary. I already have plenty of rosemary in my garden, so no need for that. And I have one thing of parsley. I might pick up another parsley just as a start, but that's usually what I grow during the winter. I also have or already have oregano and thyme that'll grow throughout the winter in my high tunnel. So when it comes to herbs, I'm pretty good. So now it's just all about the crops. So let's come over here, and since we can't necessarily sow the seeds, let's talk about what I am going to sow as soon as I get clearance from the rain. Okay, y'all. So I'm at the table now, and let's talk through what I'm going to start. And since we got rained out, I'm going to actually take some notes so that way that part is, I remember I told you that I normally plan like what I'm going to start, like how many and all that, and I hadn't done that. Well, since we can't go out there and just ad hoc, it won't let us ad hoc. We're going to have to just use this time and go to the plan. Okay. So that's what we are going to. So I have pen and paper here, and this is mostly my fall crop seeds. So I'm going to kind of go through these and see what I want to do. Then I have some also that I need to add to the cases. So let me just go ahead and do that while I have it right here. And then the things that I'm going to direct sow, my beets, my carrots, my radishes, then I'm putting those to the side because we're not ready to direct sow yet. I won't direct sow those until like first week of September. Typically is when I do it. Okay, so now we have what we're going to do. So I'm going to just kind of go through these and see how many I want to start of each one. So the first one is Brussels. I'm not going to do any more Brussels sprouts. One, I had a ton of Brussels sprouts last year. And that was plenty. I don't need to do any more than I did last year. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to do a little less. Brussels sprouts, they can take up a lot of space if you do them in a raised bed. I normally do them in the ground, but I don't want to dedicate as much space. I think I had like a whole row of Brussels sprouts, and I don't think I want that many this time. So I'm not going to do any more Brussels sprouts. We already have Brussels sprouts growing. Let me see how many I actually have. Okay, so we have 16 Brussels sprouts. We're to the good, and there are multiple things in each one. So I'm to the good. I don't need any more Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts take 110 to 120 days to grow. So if you do not have a greenhouse or a high tunnel and you have not yet started Brussels sprouts, you're a little late. You are a little late, especially if you don't have a plan to make sure that they are covered during the frost. Okay, so most people start their Brussels sprouts back in July, which is what we did. Okay, so collards, I'm going to do more collards for sure. I already have 2 rounds of collards going, but y'all know how much I love collard greens. So we're going to do some more collards just so that we're sure we have enough. Definitely. And last year I did some I always do them in the ground, but one year I did some in a raised bed and I really liked that. So I want to try that again as well. So for collard greens, I think I'm going to do 12 more just to be on the safe side. Radish is a direct sow. Cauliflower, we ain't doing cauliflower. If you didn't get that story about the cauliflower, you need to go back and watch that video. I'm going to pop it up here. Me and cauliflower, we don't talk. We don't speak in terms, okay? Broccoli, we're going to do more broccoli. Y'all, can we join hands and pray for the broccoli? Come on, y'all. I love broccoli. And my ability to grow broccoli is meh. Okay. I've had a good year out of the 5, one good year, and every other year has just been meh. I need it to go from meh to magnificent. Okay. Bok choy, love me some bok choy. Bok choy again is a great fall crop. If you've never grown bok choy, it's in the cabbage family, but it's a lot faster than cabbage. It is ready in like 45, 50 days. And so it looks beautiful in your garden. It's beautiful. You can use it in Asian foods like stir fry. You can use it like a cabbage. You can put it in soup. It is a great one to add to your repertoire if you've never done bok choy before, and it's very easy to grow. So for bok choy, now I said before that I wasn't going to do any more fall season, probably December, January. That's probably not true because I will do some more bok choy. Because bok choy, again, once you get the head, it's done. It's not going to grow anymore. And so I like to have that all throughout the fall and the winter. But what I am doing is just doing bits at a time versus before I would do like 18 and they would all be there at the same time. And I don't want to do that because I can't eat that many at one time. So I will succession start bok choy. And so for bok choy, we did some 3 weeks ago. We haven't done any since. So we're going to do, I would say, probably 12 more of those. And on broccoli, I didn't give you a number. We're going to do 12 more of those. Onions, I don't do in the fall. Cabbage, I've done 2 rounds of cabbage now. I did the Copenhagen. And then last week, I started some Tierra, which is a new variety to me. It's supposed to be like a small personal size cabbage. I started that and it's all germinated. I think I did 6 of those because I want to try it and see what it's like. And so I think I'll do more cabbage of the Copenhagen, which is what I've done before. But let's see what we got in our case. Let's see what kind we got. We have Copenhagen. That's the Tiara. We have Early Golden Acre. I've done that one before. Red Acre. I tried Red Acre 2 years ago. It didn't do so hot. And I don't even eat red cabbage. But I thought it might be good to juice. And of course it'd be good for slaw. But I mean, past slaw, what you do with red cabbage? What y'all do with red cabbage? Tell me. Tell me. I got something called Little J Napa cabbage. I've never grown a Napa cabbage before. I guess because I don't normally eat it. Charleston Wakefield. That's one that I have done before. It's been a while. It grew fine. So let's see. We'll do Golden Acre this time since we already have Copenhagen. That's what we'll do. We'll do golden acre. And y'all, I grow cabbage for the last three or two. I've grown it well. The first two were horrible, but I finally was able to grow it. And I think for me, variety matters. So I've done the Copenhagen successfully, and I've done the golden acre, and then we'll see how the tiara does. Kale, we want all the kale. So we're going to definitely do some more kale for cabbage. I will also succession sow that as well. So for the cabbage, I think I'm only going to do 6 of those because I don't want them all at one time. And I already have 2 kind of going right now. So for the kale, we're going to definitely do more kale, more green than red. Last year, I think I had half and half, and I don't know that I like that. So kale, I'm going to do 12, 6 of each. You probably thinking, how am I coming up with these numbers? I'm coming up with them. That's what I'm doing. Alyssa, we're going to do some more. Oh my goodness. The seeds just, oh, it must be some seeds loose in here. Alyssum, we're going to do more alyssum. I want to say, let's do 18. And y'all, I'm erring on the side of more versus less because I can always give the plant starts away and I can always stick. But for the alyssum, what I'm thinking is like, there is a method to my madness and I've been doing it for a few years. So I kind of know generally how much I want. But for the alyssum, I thought about putting it also in my green stuff. So I think that would be pretty mixed in with like some lettuce and spinach. Now, I know you're saying, I thought you were going to do green stuff for the fall. Y'all, I mean, can I change my mind? So for the green sauce, I'm not going to do all of them for the fall. That is for sure. I think I'm going to do the one by the high tunnel. And then I want to do maybe one by my house. I think no more than 2. So I'm planning in case I decide to do that. Okay. And then lettuce. We definitely need more lettuce. We only have 12 lettuces right now. And so we definitely need more lettuce. And lettuce, again, you can succession sow. So for lettuce, I'm going to do 12 to be on the safe side. And then the other thing we have is snapdragon and calendula. Snapdragons, I'm going to do 12 of those because they're hard to germinate for me. Calendula, we'll do 6. And then also I want to do more cilantro. So for cilantro, I'm going to do 12 because I want lots of cilantro. And then I'm going to do more spinach, right? I think the first time I did 18 spinach and about 50% of those have germinated already. If all 18 go, that's even better. I'll have it for the high tunnel and I'll also have it for the green stalk and all of that. So we'll do 12 more spinach. So just like that, that's our plan. Bam, done. And then also we'll have beets and carrots that we'll direct sow. So now the next thing is for me to think through for the first round that we've already done, where is the stuff going to go? And so my plan was to walk you through and show you what I'm thinking in terms of where the stuff is going to go. But then the bigger question is this second round that I'm doing, where is it going to go? And that's why I'm trying to time it so that I don't have to necessarily pull out a lot of crops that are doing really well to make space for the fall. Now, inevitably, I will have to do that. And it's always a delicate balance because for like my peppers, they'll keep going in the high tunnel. They will keep going. I've harvested peppers all the way to November easily. But I need the space for the fall garden because the greenhouse is really the only place with a hot tunnel. It's really the only place where I'm doing my fall and winter garden. So anyway, it's a delicate balance. But I feel good that we have already gotten started. If you have not started, don't despair. Start now. Start today. Start this week, right? Just get it done. Get it done. And don't wait until you have 5 hours. If you got 20 minutes, y'all, this is what I do sometimes. This is what I do a lot of times. I'll go out there, I'll fill up the trays with soil, and that may be all I got time to do. But for whatever reason, that helps me mentally that I have started and I've done something. And then the next day, I may have 15 minutes, but because I've already done the soil, then all I got to do is do the seeds. And sometimes I'll do the soil in a 15-minute block, then I might write some labels in another 5-minute block. Like, look, whatever works. Whatever works, okay? So I feel like we got a good start and a good plan so far in terms of we've already started. we attempted to get started out there, but at least I got a plan and we have seeds. So yeah. So now let's talk about what our next step is going to be. Okay, guys, it's the next morning. We're going to try this again. So I feel good about, we at least got through our plan yesterday. And so now we're going to try to execute the plan and get it done. And so I decided to use my new seed starter kit from Greenstock, which is this new color called Dragonfly Teal. Y'all, she is beautiful. She is beautiful. All of the seed starting kits are on sale right now. I think that either Tuesday or Wednesday is the last day. I'll pop it up here. And so definitely, if you need some seed starter supplies, definitely take a look. There's also these new sprout markers that come in a pack of 32. These are designed to be used with the seed starting kit. You can write on here what the seedling or the crop is, and then you can also reuse this. So you can just take some rubbing alcohol and rub it off, and then you should be good to go to use it year after year after year. So these are so cute. They're called sprout markers, and these are on sale as well as all of the seed starting supplies. Now, this new color, Dragonfly Teal, if you like this color, the planter will be out, I think, at the end sometime in September. And so definitely if you want to plant in this color, it is coming, but they launched the seed starter kit in this color first. If you need anything from Greenstock, feel free to use my code LFF10 for an extra $10 off. But to be honest, y'all, I've never used the seed starter trays from Greenstock. I did have one, and I actually gifted it to somebody in my VIP group. And so I never used it. And so I'm going to use this one. And I figure we would use this for the things that we need to up pot. So this comes with 6 trays, and you can kind of see how big they are. If I had to guess, that's probably 2 inches. And so that'll be a good thing to up pot. It comes with a tray on the bottom for drainage, and it also has like a handle for like a carrying case, and it also comes with these humidity domes. So if you're doing something like in the summertime and you want to trap in some heat, that's a great way to do it. So I'm excited. So we're going to transfer the stuff that needs to be up potted from the tray that I showed you. We're going to do that first, and then hopefully we're going to start the rest of our seeds. So let me get in a place where I can move efficiently. Let's see. So the ones that are the summer crops, I'm not going to up pot those. We're just going to plant those out at some point. But let's go ahead and up pot some of this other stuff, which is good because we're going from 6 to 6, which is great. So I'm just going to time lapse this part. I'll let you guys see the final product.
So I really love this new color from Greenstock, the Dragonfly Teal, and I'm excited to try this seed starting tray. It doesn't, it looks like maybe it's 2 inches. It doesn't look as big as the cups, but I'm curious to see how they grow in it and all of that. It has all the components for it to grow right. It has drainage. It has the air pruning sides. It has all the things. Now, the footprint is much bigger for me than I would like. And so I don't know that I would fully only use these, just because, especially in the summertime, I start so many seeds that this would not be efficient for me to use something this size. But for the fall, we have a little bit more flexibility, so I'm anxious to see how I like the seeds growing in that. I really, really love these sprout markers. Oh my goodness, I'm so in love. First of all, they're just so cute, so cute. And I love the fact that Greenstock made them so that they're going to be reusable. So you don't feel like, hey, I'm buying 32 every single season. You literally can wipe it off with rubbing alcohol, and then you can just reuse them over and over, which I think is nice. I think also another good idea, if you know that you start the same seeds over and over, then you could even use a label maker and put a label on it and just have these sprout markers for the things that you always start. That's an option as well. But anyway, I get busy and I up pot all of the plants. Well, not all of the plants, but I up pot 36 plants into the Dragonfly Teal seed starting kit, and then from there I start just starting my seeds in the trays that I already have filled, some in the 6 cell trays, and then some also more up potting in the bigger trays. This particular morning, it felt really good. It was like 78 degrees, so it's perfect. Now the ground below me and all around me is literally soppy wet. I'm having to watch my step when I move just so that I don't slip and fall. The ground is just, it's like not flooded, but it's very, very soggy. But the temperature felt really, really nice this morning. And also as I was doing this, it just reminded me of how lighter the fall season is. Like even just in, I don't start as many seeds in the fall as I do in the summer. I have a little bit more flexibility to use these bigger trays that I probably would never use in the summer. I don't have any fear of filling up my entire shelf and not having enough space in my sunroom before they're to be transplanted out. Like all of that signals that fall is definitely different than the summer. I absolutely love gardening all times of the year, but I especially love definitely the fall gardening season because it's just much slower. It's I'm not going to say much more enjoyable, but it is enjoyable because you don't have to deal with the heat, the pests, and all of that. And so to me, it's like a gift. It's like you've worked hard all summer, and the fall garden
done.
Is
well, I didn't get
gift.
it all done, but I got enough done. Out of time. I only had an hour, and so I got the majority done. I'm just pressing down the seed now up under the soil so that I can make sure that I missed everything and take it into the house. I'm gonna give you a rundown of what all we got done and then what we didn't get done. I'm not upset about it. I'll have another pocket of time. I don't know. It may be a few days before I have another pocket of time, but that's okay. That's the way it goes. I'm just glad that I got this part done. So we are on our way to more seeds. So I up potted a lot in here. I love these little sprout markers. I think they're so cute. I up potted, so I have a whole tray of up potted, and then there's like 4 of cabbage that's new seeds that got started. And then we started all of this right here. I have black seeded Simpson lettuce. I have Merlot lettuce. I have bok choy. I have alyssum. I have kale, the black magic variety. I have winterboard kale, snapdragon, and collard. So the only things that we did not get planted or sown were our calendula, and that's because I didn't have it out here and I didn't have time to go find it. The calendula, more spinach, and more collards. So I did, instead of me doing 12 collards, I did 6 collards, but I'm not too concerned because again, even with the broccoli, I had way more than I thought when I thinned it out and added more. So I think we should be to the good. I still have these to put out, which is, what are these? Cucumbers and green beans. I'll do that whenever I have the next opportunity. So overall, I think that we did well. So I feel good about getting ready for the fall. The majority of my seeds are done. The only thing that is not done that I don't have any of would be calendula. And if I don't have that, not a biggie whatsoever. But I'll have time to do it within the next week or so. It's a really busy, crazy week coming up, but that's okay. We press on. But everything else is at least I would say at least 12 of everything. And of course, with it being multiple seeded, I'll have things that I can separate if I need to. So I feel good about that. The next thing on the agenda is to get the summer crops that are for fall out, but they'll be good to hang out and just keep getting bigger. No worries on that. So I have green beans, cucumbers, and squash from a summer standpoint that can go out for our next to last succession. It probably will be my last succession. I don't think I'll do any more after this. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that your fall gardens are going well in terms of your preparation. Let me know in the comments what you've done, what you still have left to do, and let me know if you have any questions. Y'all remember, this is all a journey, but let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.
Thanks so much for stopping by our channel. And if you would, take a moment and go to our website at livingfoodsfarm.com. You can see all of the latest YouTube videos in case you missed one. You can subscribe to the channel, sign up for our email list, as well as join our YouTube membership. Also, we have many items for sale under the shop tab. You can go to kitchen or to skin and body, depending on what you're looking for. We source many of the items right here from things that we grow on the farm or we buy from an organic source. We also have digital resources resources as well that you can instantly download. We have everything from seed starting calculators, how to build healthy soil, as well as 2-hour classes, replays on sourdough, canning, and fall gardening, and how to start your garden for the very first time. So go take a look, see if there's anything that you would be interested in, and thank you so much again for stopping by our channel.